Hey guys, it's me. So I've seen a lot of people commenting on Reddit and YouTube videos that they wanted tips to improve in the game. I thought why not make one myself. Currently I'm Diamond 3 and I haven't really put much hours into the game since I'm busy with college and stuff. But I was a bad player, just like you who is watching this video. I was always a bad player, but I had improved a lot over time. The first time that I started playing competitive multiplayer FPS shooter was in 2016, end of 2016, around October. That's when I got CS:GO. And around 2018, I had to go to college, and I didn't really play much. The first rank I got was Gold Nova 2 in 2016, and by March of 2017, after putting like 8 hours a day into the game, I managed to reach DMG. By 2018, I reached LAM and then quit because of college. And right now, I'm trying to put some hours into Valorant because I really like the game. Here are some tips that I can guarantee you that you would improve. You will improve with these tips, I'm pretty sure. But you would still have to put a lot of effort from your own side, and that effort would depend on how you are. If you're a lazy player, it would be difficult for you to improve, and if you're not a lazy player, not a lazy person, you can improve quite easily. First thing I suggest is every game has mechanical aiming skills and game sense, which is the game skills. In Valorant, it's the same. One skill is aiming, other skill is predicting and having a good game sense. Now, what exactly is game sense? There's not really a proper description about a game sense. Game sense is basically things that you need to know about a game, basically. When game sense means predictability, predicting when an enemy would come, predicting what utility has been used, and calculating stuff. You need to basically be clever. A person with a good game sense is said to be clever in the game. You can Google exactly what game sense means in Valorant especially, but most of the time people would say predicting where enemies would be and stuff. Let me just make it clear. Predict where your enemies could be at what time of the round. If they haven't pushed A for the first 30 seconds, maybe they are doing a mid execute, maybe they are doing a B execute. If you can see in the scoreboard their credits and economy. If their economy is on the bad side, you should expect them to eco, and you should expect them to push. If they're not pushing on an eco, then they are definitely waiting for picks. If you know that they are not pushing and it's an eco, if you know that your teammate has told you that no one is pushing, if no one has spotted mid, no one has spotted B, then they're just hiding somewhere and waiting for picks. This predictability is basically game sense. You need to be able to predict things. You need to be able to gather information, put it in your brain, process it, and put it as an output. You need to always aim at the head level. Your crosshair needs to be at the head level every time. That's called crosshair placement. That's something that you need to learn as well. So whenever you're aiming anywhere, when you're moving corners, you need to make sure your aim is always at the head level. And mechanical sense, you need to know how to move, how to dodge, how to do stuff. Bunny hopping is a mechanical skill that can help you maneuver around an area. Jiggle peeking is also a skill that you need to learn. If you want to bait an op shot, there's an opper posted here. You can bait like this, or you can jiggle peek. Jiggle peeking in this game is a lot worse than jump peeking. Jump peeking is basically this one. Jiggle peeking in this game is hard because your player model is quite thin. Around here, no, not even here. I think here somewhere, they can see your shoulder. You can see how risky it is to jiggle peek. Jump peeking is a lot better rather than jiggle peeking. Some people jump peek like this. Some people do it like this. I basically just come here and just press my back key. That kind of helps too. And sometimes I just do like this and then just fall back. That's some skill you need to learn. You can also look in YouTube for tutorials specifically on game sense. But you can improve your game sense by watching streamers play the game, by watching tournament players, what they are doing and stuff, and by playing a lot many games. You cannot improve your game sense if you're solo queuing. You need to have friends to play with. It is very important. If you don't have friends to play with, I know it's a problem. You can solo queue and find people that might be willing to play with you and add them as a friend and start your friendship. it really helps to play with friends because you would know what others are doing and you would know what your friends are doing and your friends would know what you're doing. So you can have more better predictability and better improvement with that.
Satchel out.
And next thing is, of course, you need to aim well in this game. Aiming skill can be improved only if you play the game a lot. But nowadays there are something called aim trainers that can help you improve in any game. I would suggest you guys to check out Kovack's aim trainer. I currently use the Kovack's aim trainer and I follow a specific routine. I will also link the routine in the description if you want. The thesis paper that I'm also linking in the description, written by a pro coach. He has given a lot many tips on aiming and it's really nice tips. And the routines that he has followed is quite good. You guys can check it out. But if you want to improve with the aiming aspect, you just need to play the game a lot more because you would learn exactly where the head levels are, exactly how to shoot, exactly when to shoot if you play the game more with experience. I do not suggest you guys to play deathmatch. In this game, Valorant, deathmatch is not really at a good state right now and people are like camping a lot and they are like playing with the radar and it's not really constructive, let's say. I'd suggest just playing more matches rather than deathmatch, but it's up to you. Deathmatch is not really a go, I think.
Satchel out.
Another thing is, it's a suggestion. It's not something that might help you. I would suggest you guys to stop crouching whenever you peek or whenever you shoot. It's a CS habit, but if you're a new player and you still have that habit, I would suggest you to stop crouching. I see people do like this. You see an enemy, you start crouching and shooting. I don't think it's really a good thing. I think you need to just stand and then spray instead. Because when you're crouching, you're just like moving your aim a bit, and most of the time it would make you an easy target to hit. You just are easier to hit when you're crouched. So if you're crouching and shooting, there's a chance that you would die more than you killing them. I would suggest you to not crouch when you're firing. Yeah, another thing is to time correctly. You need to time your aims and peaks correctly. You need to be able to predict exactly when they're peaking. That's game sense, of course, but I just want to mention. For example, you don't hear anyone in A. There is a chance. Suppose you don't hear anyone in A, but your B player is telling that they're not pushing. Then there is a chance that they're like walking here. So you need to be prepared. You shouldn't just stay here. If you have a good game sense, you would try and peek. You would like. I would suppose it's too late. 30 seconds have passed. Oh, I think he's gonna be here. I would be like, oh, he's gonna come here. He's gonna come here. He's ready. He hasn't come yet. Oh, he might be here, walking up. Nope. Okay, I'm just gonna stay here a bit and then check it. Just improve your game sense basically. And timing is an important thing. Now the next thing, communication. Something that you have to improve a lot and learn. If you want to learn how to communicate properly, I suggest you guys to watch pro players again. I would link a specific person in the comments below called Go Dazed, and he plays with his teammates who are his friends, and they have excellent communications, man. They have excellent communications. So tips on communication. What is communication? Communication is basically, I'm not talking about scientific communication term. I'm talking about basic communication term. You need to be able to talk to your teammate effectively. You need to make sure your teammate has an info that may be important. What you should be doing is you need to give out every single information that you have with you, even though you might be in the middle of a firefight. This is something that pro players do, and it's very, very useful. For example, someone has flashed and you are blind. You need to tell to your teammate, I am blind. If you do not tell to your teammate you're blind, they won't be able to give you support. If I'm pushing B main, I would say I'm peeking B main. I would say I'm droning B main. Wait for it. I'm peeking. B main is clear. And then I would say Omen smoke market in CT. Then he would smoke market in CT. Then I would say Reyna, could you flash? Reyna would say yeah. Then Reyna should say flashing. But so you'll know that he's flashing. Okay, then he would flash and then you peek and do the stuff. Communication is important. It's a key. If you are a support player, suppose you're Omen and you're supporting rather than being aggressive, you would have to ask your teammates, where do you want to smoke? And sometimes they won't respond. At that time, you need to have the game sense to instantly support. Example, they are pushing A. Your teammates have given you the info that they are pushing A. You need to be able to support them by smoking A main. Since you're Omen and you can smoke there, you need to have the game sense and communication. Communication can improve only if you play with a team. Playing solo is very hard. People don't really talk much. In CS, people talk a lot. In this game, people don't. It's weird. People talk a lot in CS. In this game, they just don't talk at all. I don't know why. I'm rushing. Suppose you're flashing. Flashing for you, Omen. Flashing for you, Omen, B-man. Flash. And he would be ready. And suppose you should also make sure, you should also let your friends know when the enemies could be pushing. Could is an emphasis there. Could, not is. Is necessary to say, of course. He is B main. But you should also be telling the could factor. He could be B main. He could be A main. If you have a suspicion, you need to tell it out. Suppose you peek here. There's Sova here. Suppose there's Sova here. You would tell guys. Of course you won't say guys. I'm just telling. You would say one B main, Sova B main, Sova B main. You need to specifically tell who is B main. Sova is B main. Then I want to peek again, but I know he's opping, right? There are two things I can do. I can of course jiggle pick like this, jump pick, or I can tell my teammate. Suppose it's Phoenix. Phoenix, can you flash B main? He's peeking me. He would flash. Phoenix should be telling, yeah, flashing, flash. When he says flash, you know he's flashing, and then you peek when he's flashed, you can kill him. This communication is hard to achieve, but it can be achieved if you keep playing the game. Also watch pro players. And you need to also be able to set things up with your teammates. That kind of helps. For example, there are two people in B, you and someone else. Okay, so it's your duty as well as your friend's duty to be able to set up things properly with communication. Suppose I have a brimstone, I would have to tell him what to do exactly, and he would have to tell me if none of us are speaking as to what to do. Suppose I would say, the thing that you should be saying, I'll be staying here brim. If they are peeking, I will peek. I will not peek unless they come forward. These things you need to tell them. Why we tell them is because your teammates can be prepared for anything that's coming up. They don't have to spend that extra time guessing what's happening. That's the thing that's really bad. If you tell Brim, can you play here? I think we can play a crossfire. So if they are crossing, I will shoot them first. You don't shoot them, okay? I will shoot them first. Then they will shoot at me, right? You peek at that time and then kill them, okay? Let's get ready. Something like that. You need to be able to do all this stuff. Suppose I am Viper. Let's just change. I would tell I'm walling up A, okay? So let me know if you want the wall. When your teammates tell wall up, I press the wall up. If the teammate is not telling and I want to press the wall up, I would press the wall up, but I would tell when I'm pressing the wall up. Like for example, there's an enemy here. I can see in the map that Phoenix is engaging someone here. I would say, I'm putting the wall up. So Phoenix knows when the wall is coming up, he can be a bit more prepared while engaging. And Phoenix would tell me, can you put the wall down? Yeah, sure. I'm putting the wall down. I have 70% smoke. Wait for it. Walling. Putting my wall down. I'm smoking B-man. Okay. Watch it. And Brim would say, can you put the smoke down? Fine. Let me know when you want the smoke. This communication things is quite important. You shouldn't be like deaf. I mean, you shouldn't be dumb. You need to communicate constantly. Suppose I'm throwing a Molotov. Suppose Brim is here, right? And he tells, it's B rush. I would tell, I'm putting my smoke up and walling B-man. Like this. Like you need to be able to communicate. Okay, I will wall this area. I will also smoke CT. And I will molly cubby, so get ready. And then you put your setup right here. There's a smoke from here, by the way. If you want to know, you can check it out later. And I throw the smoke somehow from the lineup. And then I do putting my wall up, smoke up. I'm molling cubby. You guys push. I'm watching cubby. You should also tell where you're watching, by the way. I'm watching cubby. I'm watching flank. I'm watching CT. Watching your CT. Don't worry. Things like this need to be spoken every time. Smoking, putting my smoke down. I have no fuel. I'm putting my ultimate in B. B main. I'm putting my ultimate in B main. I will play cubby. I'm playing cubby. I cannot see you, by the way. I cannot see you. I have smoke. I can only see market and market push. You guys watch CT. These things need to be told. These small things. I'm playing stairs. They cannot come market. Don't worry. Just watch CT and B main. Okay, fine. I'm watching B main. Just watch CT, okay? Again, watch the entire B right. Like these, the small communication you need to know. It's quite important, and trust me, communication is very important. I cannot stress that enough. It's very important. Callouts are also important. You need to know callouts of a map. For example, you know there's a guy left here, right? You shouldn't say, oh, outside aim in left side. That's not how it works. This callout is called a vine. So when you see an enemy in the left side, you say one vine. One vine. And if you say right side, you say one A main or one A long. Depends on the version of callout. This game doesn't really have proper callouts right now. One could be heaven, one could be heaven. One could be your right side. I think he's right side. Because last two rounds, he was right side. I think he'll be right side. So I would say one could be right side, one could be right side. Rather than telling that last 2 rounds he was right side, I would say one could be right side, one could be right side. I'm watching your right, you watch my left. I would Molotov. Phoenix, can you molotov right side? If there is someone, I kill him. Fine, there's I think one generator. Let's just go. Like do like this, communication basically. Another thing that can help is maintaining crossfire with your teammates. I've already discussed this, but it's better you know. Whenever you're like holding an angle as a defender, I would suggest you guys have a crossfire. Some basic crossfires are like this. There is one person here and I'm here. This is one crossfire. Another crossfire is over here. Why crossfires are important? Because if you die, your friend can trade you. If your friend dies, you can trade them. You can also destroy your utilities effectively using a crossfire. For example, there is an owl drone. The jet or someone who's here can tell you there's an owl drone coming, can you destroy it? I would come out here, I would destroy it. And I would play here. I would play safe now because the enemy knows that I'm here. They would pick here, more or less. They would not watch here. So jet has a chance to kill and I will wait. Something like that. That's a crossfire. You don't necessarily have to have crossfire every round because you need to use your game sense. For example, if their economy is down, crossfire is not needed because it's going to be an eco. You can play a bit behind and play more passive because you have to win the eco rounds, right? So passive playing from distance is more useful. If you know there can be opping, crossfiring is quite useful. Playing heaven would not be useful if you know they are hopping, unless you are an opper, of course. Things like that need to be learned, and that comes only by playing the game. Utility usage, something that's also not used much in low ranks. An agent's speciality is not who the agent is, but what the agent has, something that people don't know. You need to use your agent effectively by using the abilities at the correct time, at the correct instance, and at the right way. If you are a sage, you have a wall which can completely obliterate a push, a slow orb which can slow people down completely and you can take the chance to kill them. You can heal, you can revive. So as a sage, you need to know when to use your abilities. Don't simply stand here and just wait for them to peek. That's not how you should play. A good game sense would try and get the information. Like, Sova, can you arrow aim in? I will wall them up if I can see someone. Oh, there is someone spotted. Okay, I'm walling it up. Someone is close by and they're breaking the wall. I throw my slow orb so that they cannot go back. So I know now that they are stuck here, I can break my own wall and try and get the kill. Like, you need to use your ability at the right time. Suppose I am, say I am Race. Race is quite a good example. If you use it. I can stop the B main. If I know that they're pushing B main, I can stop the push by pre-nading this spot. So no one can like cross, and if they cross, they will get damage. If I am smoked out and I know that there's a person that could be here, rather than like trying to come out of the smoke and peek, use your utility. I can like throw my satchel here and do some damage with this. And I can also throw my drone. Don't simply like try and push here. Oh, I'm dead. Like don't push simply. If you're playing as Race, you can your utility as Race is quite powerful. You need to know how to use them. You can use your boom board to get information straight away rather than waiting like a little bit. It helps. Suppose in the first 5 seconds of a round, you don't hear mid,
There.
you don't hear B,
There.
you don't hear A.
There.
That means they are likely walking somewhere and trying to get ready for push if they are if it's not an eco round. What you can do is you can throw your drone here and let the drone decide. I mean, let the drone go. You can then see if there's a person close by here or not. If there's 5 people here and your drone spots 1, all 5 of them will shoot and you would know instantly how many are here, so you can get prepared for an attack. But if you do not use your utilities and if you like just peek, that's waste. You just die simply. What I do is 5 seconds. Oh, I don't hear anything. I'm throwing my drone here. So, and then I get my grenade ready. If someone gets spotted, I put my grenade here and I delay. I tell my teammates how many are there over here, and I waste their time. If my omen smokes here and I can hear someone like right here, I can hear someone being close. Maybe they are walling, maybe they're doing something. They're just inside the smoke. Then I wouldn't spam it instantly. Spamming helps, but as a race, you can damage them straight away like this. That would guarantee you a kill without even firing a single bullet. That's powerful. You need to be able to use ability. As a Viper, you need to be able to use your Molotovs effectively. You need to be able to use your smokes effectively. As a Phoenix, you need to be effective with your flash. You can either like pre-flash and peek and see if there's someone. If there is no one, you can fall back. That's one way of playing Phoenix, which I don't really like. Another way is to peek and then see if they're there. If they somehow come forward, you can then flash and then peek and try something with that. You can also throw your Phoenix Molotov for healing or for getting players out of the area. For example, you think it's clear and you think that there's someone right side. Don't simply try and peek. If you're Phoenix, you have a Molotov. You can simply throw a Molotov there. If you're Race, you can throw your boombot here to clear the right side. Use your utility to clear spots. Use your utility to keep map control. Use your utility to save yourself and your team. Don't use your aim as a guarantee for a kill. It's not really effective. And you need to know when to use them. Don't play the game around your abilities. Play the game around your aim, but use your abilities as a sidearm. Know when to use your abilities, which is usually when you're engaging an enemy and like in between an engagement, sometimes before an engagement, sometimes after an engagement to stop the push and stuff. You can Google stuff like that. And yeah, use your utilities effectively. And always use your utilities at the right time when it's needed. When it's the right time. When you're engaging an enemy, you have killed them, you're falling back, but you need some cover, right? Suppose I'm here. I peek, I kill, I fall back. Someone from here is rushing me. I will instantly throw this so I can reload my gun and be prepared for any pushes. If my drone doesn't spot, oh, there is no one here, fine. I'll go back, I'll play a bit passive. Maybe they have shot control and they're just waiting for the bot to go away, or maybe they're pushing B. In that case, I would be like, I don't think they're short, I think they'll go B, right? So I'm gonna go B from here. I'll walk. Use your utilities effectively. Suppose you're Phoenix, you're peeking mid, you kill someone in mid from here, and then someone else is peeking. Don't simply like try and engage them. You have a flash which can blind teammates for like 1.5 seconds. Use them. I engage, I kill. Oh, they are peeking me. Fine, I will flash. I flash. The guy is blind. Okay, he's blind. Let me come here. I'll check here. Oh, there's no one. Now I cannot go back because I know he's watching me. Okay, I'm gonna use my flash. I'm flashing and then I peek. Oh, he's not here. I'm gonna go back. I think they're going B, guys. Go B, go B, go B. Stuff like this. You need to know when to use your abilities and always use them. Another useful tip is a game sense tip. You need to think all the time as to what the game is going on. You shouldn't simply be blankly staring at a spot, especially as an attacker, but also as a defender. I've seen many low ranked players just staring at here, and they're just staring here and just waiting for these guys to pick. You can use your abilities to try and clear areas. You can try and just like jiggle peek and watch if they're here. These are the things that you need to do, but simply doing them is not enough. You need to also think as to what's happening. For example, as usual, if they are pushing, suppose they're pushing B, But you see only 3. You can hear only 3. You need to be ready for a mid push as well. Maybe they're doing a 2 mid to 3B take. Oh, they're eco. Maybe they're having one A flank. I need to watch A flank. I will go B only when the bomb is planted. Oh, they haven't peeked yet? Something's wrong. Let me just try and peek. Oh, they're here. Let me fall back. I'm using my utilities to block them. Cypher, can you watch them with your camera? Oh, they have not pushed yet. Maybe they're waiting for my push. Let me peek. There's no one here. I'm gonna stay Vine here. I think Vine is a good spot. Guys, leave A for me. You guys go B. I'll watch A myself. And suppose they haven't pushed for 20 seconds, and what could they be doing? Why are they taking so much time? They just engaged B. They just engaged mid. They had one A flank. Why aren't they engaging now? Maybe they're going back together, either to push A or either to push B. Okay, that's a possibility. What should I do now? I'm kind of confused. What should I do? Should I just stay? No, I'm gonna try and just peek a bit. Oh, there's someone. Oh, cyber. Come. There's someone here. I need your help, bro. And then he helps you. You just need to think constantly. Suppose you're B main. Suppose you're here. Hey, also you need to think like, am I in the right spot? Am I in the correct position? Should I be here or should I be here? Could I die if I'm here? Could he flash me? Is there a flash person in the enemy team? Could he smoke me here? Should I stay here? Maybe he will smoke me, but can I just come here and peek here? Or should I peek here after the smoke comes out? What should I do? Do they have a smoke? Oh, they have used 3 brimstone smokes here, so they do not have a smoke. That means I can play here more safely, right? If they flash me here, I can hide here, and then I can watch the cross. This is a good spot. You need to see how many abilities the enemy has used, what the economy and the enemy has, and if your teammate dies, you need to know that what gun they are using. So, what did you die with? Which gun did you have? These things you need to know. I need to keep thinking. Simply staring blankly at this spot and just waiting for them to peek will not help. You need to think, oh wait, I think they will have an AWP. Do they have an AWP? Oh my god, they have an AWP. I can't stay heaven. This doesn't make sense. Let me just stay here. Things like this you need to think on your head. And it kind of helps. This one is quite important. And you need to do this. Whichever agent you are picking, right? Make sure you know you need to research your agents and strive for excellence from that agent. Say I'm Viper. Say I'm Sova, right? If I'm Sova and I simply throw my arrows here and there, that's not a good Sova. A good Sova needs to know all the lineups, needs to know exactly where to throw the arrow so that it lands at a particular spot. If you are a Sova, you can deny a plant completely. Suppose you are here and you know they are planting. There's a specific lineup somewhere. I don't really play Sova, but there is a lineup that lets you stop the plant and probably even kill the guy who's planting. If you can do that, why wouldn't you? You should be doing it, right? It's an effective way of using Sova. An effective way of using an agent is to know every single thing about it. So what's exceptional with his arrows, right? You need to be able to know where to throw your arrows so that it lands at a particular spot. There are lineups that you can throw which make your arrow land here, land here. If you do not use these lineups, you're not using your agent effectively, you're wasting everyone's time, you're wasting a lot of potential things that you could be doing. As a Viper, you need to know the lineups for throwing the molotovs and smokes at the particular place. As a Viper, you can also have powerful retake smokes that can help you. You need to know them because you're Viper, and Viper's effective ways are the molotovs and smokes. This is a retake smoke for A, right? This would smoke off here. There. If you did not know this line now, you would have to come all the way here, check if there is somewhere, and then you have to throw the smoke all the way there. That's extremely ineffective and risks you a lot because you would have to peek here. The chances of an AWPer in the attacker side staying here is extremely high. Why would you want to peek? That's the most inefficient way of using Viper. You would have to use this lineup, and so the lineup there. You can put the smoke out, so you don't have to check the spot. You would have to just check the other spots. This gives you a lot of place to work with, you know? And then you can also, there's a lineup here, which I think this one, yeah, this one Molotov here. You need to know the lineups.
Poison's off.
But if you Molotov here and if you Molotov here, you would know that there cannot be anyone here. So you would have to just watch here, and then do some things from that, you know? Know your lineups effectively. There are also some one-way smokes that you can do with Viper, which are extremely powerful. Why you should know that, because that's would be very nice. It would increase the efficiency of the agent. You need to research your agents. The best way to do them is to Google for agent lineups and stuff, or you can go to Reddit. In Reddit, you have specific threads for specific agents. For example, there is a thread for Viper called Viper mains. There is a thread for Sova called Sova mains. Jet mains. These Reddit threads, people post clips there of lineups and stuff, which are quite nice, quite useful. You would know the lineups before anyone else would know them if there is a new one that's being discovered. Choose the agents that you have done enough research on, and do research on the agents that you're choosing, because it's important to know the maximum potential usage of an agent, as it helps in winning the game. The last tip, oh my god, this video is too long, I know. The last tip is watch pro matches. It really helps. Watch tournaments, how the players are playing. Watch the full tournament. Do not watch the highlights. The highlights don't mean anything. The full entire length of the tournament will give you more information. You would also find some stuff that you may have not known before. For example, people wouldn't have known that you can jump here unless they watched some pro players do it. Like I myself, I didn't know you could jump in this black box unless I saw Shroud. I saw Shroud once doing this. I saw Jason R doing this as well, by the way. I saw Dace as well doing this. I didn't know that this you could jump here. There are some things that you would never know that you can see in tournament. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell is you need to watch tournaments. You need to watch pro players who are playing. You can learn a lot by watching them play. And I have linked someone in the description called Godaced. He's a really good streamer. He's an ex-professional CSGO player and a potentially upcoming professional Valorant player. We'll see how his team goes. He's apparently getting a team. It really helps. And that's it, I think, at least from my side. Some really good important tips to know. I haven't really gone in detail regarding each tip. Of course, except the communication and other stuff. I haven't really gone into game sense and stuff because it's quite hard. Oh, I guess I lost my net. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's quite hard to grasp game sense unless you play the game a lot. A lot. I cannot emphasize on that.